Hello, let's look at question 1. It says the diagram shows a simple pendulum that swings from A to C and back to B in 0.75 seconds. What is the period of oscillation? Right, they're asking us to calculate the period. So feel free to pause the video and attempt the question. Alright, so if we want to calculate for the period, I think there are two formulas that we can use. We can use this one that says that period equals 1 over frequency. But when we look at the information given here, do we have the frequency? No, we don't have frequency. So we cannot use this formula to calculate for the period. What other formula can we use to calculate period? We can as well say period equals the time over the number of oscillations. We can use this formula here. Do we have the time? Yes, we have the time. They are saying it takes 0.75 seconds for the pendulum to swing from A to C and back to B. So we have the time. Now, do we have the number of oscillations from A to C and back to B? Well, here in the question, we don't have, but as a grade 12, as a grade 10, as a grade 11, a 2026 GCE candidate, it's very important that you get to know how many oscillations you're going to have from A to B, from B to C, from A to C and back to B, A to C and back to A. So what you should know is that from A to B, you have 1 over 4 or 0.25 oscillations. From B to C, you as well have 1 over 4 or 0.25 oscillations, because when you say 1 divided by 4, you get 0.25 oscillations. From A to C and back to B, you get to have 3 over 4 or 0.75 oscillations. From A to C and then back to A, that is when you get to have 1 oscillation. So it's very important that you just get to master these values here. Yeah, so we are going to say that the period equals the time given for the pendulum to swing from A to C and back to B. The time given is 0.75. Now, from A to C and back to B, how many oscillations do we have? A to C and back to B, we've got 3 over 4. Now, 3 over 4 is the same as 0.75. Alright, 3 over 4. It is the same as 0.75. So we're saying 0.75 over 0.75, and so the period will be equal to 1, right? 1.00 seconds, making the answer to be C. Right? So like the video, share the video, mention friends that might find it beneficial, and of course feel free to inbox us for whatever queries you want. GCE online tuitions, please feel free to inbox us.